All right, we're on day 2, night 2, I should say, working on detailing these up. Thanks for joining us here at myfavoritegroomer.com, My Favorite Groomer on YouTube, and dogupstand.com. Check us out. Be sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and the bell so we can see you again. This is the size large dog upstand, and there's an XL as well, and there's a size small, and then we have a foam fabricated model called the mini or the plus. Check them out at dogupstand.com. All of them are made in America, made in Texas or Indiana, and it helps hold the dog up or helps the dog actually stand up so that you can groom under the legs, feet, back legs, back butt, hiney, tail, and so forth. Thanks for supporting a very small business. Thanks for watching. I gotta be honest with you, with all this rain, this is something I'd rather wait till later to do. And I'd rather just be snuggling right now. But we have got to get things done. Cannot be lazy. I cannot just be lazy right now. Dang it. How's everyone doing? Hi, Just Maggie. Welcome to the channel. Be sure you hit that like button for us, subscribe so we can see you again. Oh, it is loose. It's just a little tight. When they're brand new, sometimes they're snug, just like everything, socks. But after a couple times with the dog on there, going up and down, it loosens up. Tighten this up just a tiny bit there. We got so much rain yesterday, last night, and even today. But last night especially, we got so much rain. That pea gravel moved in my yard. It shifted. Isn't that crazy? Did anybody else get that much rain out there? Hey Barb, good to see you. I know, where you been? Thanks for being a member still. Haven't seen you in a long time. Okay, so isn't this just gorgeous? It's just a gorgeous tool. It's metal, it's aluminum, it's shiny, it's pretty, it's big. This is an XL for like Momo size doodle or like a Mastiff or a giant Schnauzer. It helps keep them standing up when you're grooming them. When you just touch it and you're like, oh my gosh, this is so beautiful. Okay, so we're gonna check the saddle. Last night we covered some of them, how they, whoa, watch your cone head. It's how some of them have, they stick like an S hook in here and hang it up to paint this piece. And when they do that, there's a divot inside here where you can't notice because if you buy straps, it's going to be covered up anyway. But see this, the way they did this run of product, it's really smooth in there. So I want to make sure I note that on tonight so I can show this video to them and let them know, like, there were some on the second, or it would be like the third or fourth print that they did for us. It was where it is smooth. You can barely tell that there was something hanging there to hang up this particular piece for painting. So like this is ready. This is good to go. If you're interested in more in the product, you can check it out at dogupstand.com, and we would love to see you again. So be sure to subscribe to the channel. That's nice. Super nice. nice and peaceful as I do this. It's so cool. Adriana, you can check it out at dogupstand.com. That's DOGUP stand.com. It helps to hold the dog up or allow the dog to stand up because it doesn't want to sit because this device is underneath them. Dogs that have 3 legs, 2 legs, back problems, ACL injuries, it helps the dog stand up while being groomed. And I've actually talked to owners with dogs with disabilities that can't stand up to even eat. And that was really cool. They used the Mini on a Yorkie so the dog wouldn't lay all the way down because she can't hold herself up anymore to eat. And they use the Dog Up Mini that we have. And I have heard that the XL and the large have been used during breeding processes. Oh yeah, that's nice and snug there. How are you tonight? Thanks for joining us. We're here in Texas and the time is like 7:40 p.m. on Saturday, October 25th, 2025. Good to see you. Welcome to the channel. I don't know if you've ever tried to invent something or have something made, but we have these made in the United States of America, and I am so proud of that. It costs more. I don't know if you know this, but to try to have anything done in America costs way more than if you send it somewhere else like China, Thailand, and Bali, many other places where they can make things for you. A lot of metal is actually in India. I don't know if you know, but we actually, as the United States, America, we really sell a lot of metal to China and to India. So we actually have to buy back regular raw metal from most of those countries just to invent stuff that's made of metal. So when you want to make something in America that's made of metal, a lot of times it's more expensive than just going with a Chinese company or in a company in India that you can get to make it for you. And just know that that is so true. So making it things in America, like I can hear some comments like, not here and now, but in the past, where like, wow, that's really expensive. And I usually compare it to my pair of clippers. My pair of clippers is not all made in in America. There's bits and parts and pieces made all over the planet. And my pair of clippers has to be serviced, taken care of, oiled, changed, and it will break at some point. This is designed to not break. This is not going to, and it's got a couple bolts, that's it. A knob and a couple bolts, and you really have to do a lot of damage. Like you really have to be trying to throw this sucker around to break it. It's all metal. It's very lightweight because it's aluminum. It's like literally 5.5 pounds. 5.5 pounds, right? To do so much for us. This is the XL, so even the small is really lighter, 3 pounds. Where, do you see what I mean? Where we have to get this metal, we have to buy it back, we have to find a company that won't charge us an arm and leg. And the way I always say is my clipper is gonna die. I won't be able to use it again. My clipper costs $300. This you'll buy and you should not have to service it. You should not have to replace any parts. You should not break it. I don't know any tool that is like that. You know what I mean? So think about that when you're buying your tools. When you buy your clipper, you know it's going to break at some point. And as a groomer for 20 something years, I've dropped my clipper 3 times. A lot of other people drop their clipper a lot more. When you drop your clipper, you kind of changes the dynamics of the clipper on the inside and sometimes crack the case and make it a very uncomfortable clipper to use. So you're going to service your clipper, you're going to wear your clipper out, and eventually either your cord or your clipper is going to break. And those start around 250, 248, something, up to 350, depending on what you're getting, and even higher than that if you get a lithium battery one. So this is pretty cool that you don't have to change parts unless you actually, we talked about this last night, take this knob all the way off on accident and you just don't want to take the time to take a few more minutes to line everything back up and put everything back together. And then another thing, since we're talking about it, I'm chit-chatting with you, another thing that happens when you order a product, I don't know if you know this, but it doesn't get printed overnight, you know? And you have to order it, plan for the order, prepay for the order, and then you pay the final when it's done. A lot of times you have to wait months for an order, and depending on the company you're using, you might have to wait months for the metal to come in. And now that I planned ahead, so I ordered a lot before the tariff issues that we've had. I would be worried to know now if the tariffs made the metal even go up higher now, if we're buying that metal back. You know what I mean? We don't have people who want to go through our trash, and recycle our stuff. There are some, but we don't have many people that want to do that in the United States. So depending on where you live, but what we do here is we sell our trash. I don't know if you know that or not. We totally sell our trash to third world countries. They use that as an income source. They go through our trash, recycle everything out of it, including our recycles. They go through our recycles if our state or city is selling it or whatnot. You have to check what your city is doing. You can call your recycling plant Monday and say, hey, what do you do with our recycles? Do you go through it? Do we have people that go through it, or do you sell it to someone? I did see this YouTube video on this company. I believe the company is in Louisiana, where they started small. They started glass recycle. So first they started, and imagine this, if this person got really big, right? I would say that they are doing something great for the environment, but I don't feel like someone that's recycling, I don't know, but I'm just saying, I don't think we can make millions recycling, right? We can to return that money, but I don't think you're going to make millions unless you are doing a lot. Like you open up 5 or 10, 15 centers and people are really bringing you their glass stuff. Like, so she started, this is a really cool company. I'm not doing it down. I'm just saying, how do you make millions on recycling glass if you're only like a 2-person business? So in the long run, I think I'm totally into recycling and saving our environment. But how do you become a millionaire? I don't think you do. You love what you do some really cool stuff, and you are saving the planet at the same time, which makes you feel good. And as long as you can pay your bills, I think you're good. If you can go on like this lady and maybe her husband and her handful of workers, I mean, they're doing something really good. They started off small. They would pick up glass bottles from local businesses like bars and restaurants, and they started a program where they would pick up their glass bottles. Then they started recycling that glass bottles. They got to take off all the labels for them. And doing that, they now have a big, huge plant in Louisiana, I'm sure. And in that plant, they crush up the glass and sell it to people who want to do mosaic. You know, they have a tumbler and they sell shards of glass that's tumbled, which means it's all soft and fine, that you can use in your yard, you know. And then they started like dipping it, and so you could buy some that's like, you can look up just the aspect of the company. It should pop up because I think there's only one of them that's making like a huge impression in that state. I think that's so cool. But she started all that, her and her husband. You know, they put the plan together, like, let's start. Like, we have to go door to door, you know, ask companies to give us their glass, which then it started becoming like the neighborhood started figuring it out, so the neighborhood would drop off the glass. Isn't that cool? I think something like that is super cool. Last night we had to fine tune a lot of them. And now this bunch, I'm so grateful. This bunch is like, boom, we're going through them fast. I'm gonna check all the edges. When you cut metal, sometimes there's shards of metal. If you're a welder or you deal with metal, you kind of know what I'm talking about. The company's really good about doing an awesome job for me. The metal company, painting it, cutting out the pieces. But I don't think they knew the importance of, like, an animal's gonna be here. You know, an animal's gonna touch this, so it has to be a certain perfectness. Hey, MP, good to see you. Adriana, are you still there? Hi, Two Dogs, good to see you. Adriana says, wow, that's stupid. It's what makes the world go round. I think if more people wanted to actually do, let me think, did I let you out, Mai Tai? No, I need to let Mai Tai out. Will you wait one moment for me? I need to let you out too. Go potty, come here, Mai Tai. Come on, bud. You wanna drink some water? Yeah, here, come here. You wanna drink some water before you go? You can hear him drinking water. Keep rinsing my hands off because there's a tiny bit of dust from the process. Okay, let's go outside, my guy. Come on, bud. Brownie, thank you. Alexa, 8-minute timer, please.
8-minute timer started.
All right, that way we don't forget he's out there pottying. Because I might get busy talking to you guys and gals. So I don't know if you can see right here, there's a fine bit of just a dust. And that's from, it might be so fine, it's just like a little bit of metal. See how right here, that's actually my hand because it was cold against the, yeah, that's just my hand. But there's a fine bit of dust just from the process where it comes from the company. And I went to one company one time and filmed everything, and it was so dusty, and this is why I didn't go back, it was so dusty from cutting and printing and all that metal, right? Metal stuff that when they painted my product, it had like pieces of metal from everyone else's jobs on it. I was like, wow, I can't sell that. And so they had to grind them all back down, and then they painted them again. And so then the more you grind metal down, the thinner the metal gets. And so when I got that product back, I was so PO'd, like pissed off. I was so pissed because it wasn't even like my stand anymore. It was like you could see the grooves of all the grinding even after the new paint, and then the new paint wouldn't stick properly. Oh, it was like a nightmare. And that was a place here based in Texas. And I'm really glad that I did. Let me do this one because this is on the side. I'm really glad I kept looking after that because that was a nightmare. And I did finally find a company that handles the metal much better. But that order, I think I ordered 150 stands at the time. And that took over 10 months to get from that other company. I was so upset and disappointed in the process and felt like I was screwed over. And then he wouldn't give me my money back. So it was either accept some of the order the way it was. I mean, it was a nightmare. And it wasn't my fault that I was like, your place is so dirty. You need to like stop producing and come in and blow like whoosh, blow everything out, like all the dust that's accumulated, like 50 years worth of dust, like metal dust. Oh my gosh. Sounds like my type doing something crazy. Are there firecrackers? What the? Come on, my tie. What the heck? Come on, my tie. Come on, buddy boy. Go over there. What the heck, bro? Shh, hold on. Don't get excited. Hold on. I know it. Hold on. Dude. There's firecrackers going off right now. Like, are you serious? What? There's a snail. Buddy boy, do you not know that if you're on my patio, someone's going to step on you? Do you not know that? What the? What the? Are you serious? Do you guys not think this is weird? It's like right in my neighborhood. No, that ain't gunfire. That's... What? How did you get out? Wait a minute. Come on, Miracle. I know. I don't know what's going on. Come on, let's go. Come on, let's go. Oh my goodness, look at that worm. Get in there, girl. Get in there. There's worms. Get in there. Dude. Oh, did he jumped back when I yelled? Dadgummit, son of a... No, that's how you snuck out. I gotta get this sucker. Save the worms. Come on, buddy boy. Oh, good Lord Jesus. You are wild like a wild animal. Get over there. You're in the wrong place, buddy boy. Come on now. You need to get over there where it's wet. This is how y'all be drying out. Get out there. Get back in the dirt. Okay, hold on. That's what I'm saying. They're drying out and everything like that. Okay, hold on. Now we got to do an inspection. Oh, that's fireworks. I heard the shh. Oh, there's another snail there. What the heck? It's because it's rainy and everything. If you guys come over here, Angel's going to eat you up. So let's go ahead and do a floor inspection real quick. Miracle slid right out of that doggy door. I put a wood beam on there so she wouldn't do that. Okay. All right, buddy boys. I see a donation. Thank you. All right, let's go back here. I just thought I'd let you guys know how crazy people are being right now. You're not supposed to have fireworks inside the city like that. Because it can land wherever that stuff lands. It can cause a fire. Right, Pastel? Right, Momo? You hear him? What a goofy head, dude. All right, back to work. Here we go. $2. Thank you so much for the donation. Yahoo! South Korea, hi, welcome. I'm doing good. Saeed, hello. Okay, let me wash my hands. Oh, goodness. Here we go. Let's check her out. What the heck? Fireworks? There's a lot, too. See, it takes longer to just take it out because you want to be fragile. It takes longer just to take it out than it would be just to bring my hand around the inside and just check it. That's why I was like, you know what, I'm just going to leave it inside. Okay. What the heck, man? Seriously. They're still going off. Maybe they chose to have them go off now since we've had so much rain, but still, it's not allowed. And if I didn't have neighbors, dogs, shrubbery, green grass, all that kind of stuff out there. Okay, Alexa off, because we already brought my tie in. You know, right now nothing should light on fire, but still, if it lands on someone's roof, you know, where do you if something goes up, right? It has to come down. That's a lot of fireworks. They're still going off. Kind of makes me want to get out there and go. But I can't. If I want to do that, you should just call the cops. Because you might go over there and just get into a fight and end up in jail. You just get caught up at the wrong time. You know what I mean? Oh, let's check this out. For the pivot. Okay. Those of you guys who were here last night, raise your hand. But notice how much faster this is going. So this is really making me feel like I'm not so overwhelmed. We had to do a lot more detailing last night on those items. Well, this one has a paint problem. They're having like a like all of them at once right now out there. Oh my goodness. I hope it's not someone's house, you know. Have you seen that on the news where it's someone's house, all the fireworks went off? Michelle, hi, check it out at dogupstand.com. It holds up a dog that's not weak, that just is lazy. It holds up a disabled dog. It holds up a dog with 2 legs, a dog with 3 legs instead of 4. If you're working with a dog that likes to sit down, I call it laziness, but some dogs just don't want to stand up on the grooming table. And if you are working on the rear end, tail, feet, the pads of the feet where you have to lift them and look underneath them, you know, it helps hold them up so that you can work on those areas without using another hand to hold the dog up the whole time. Especially, this is the XL size. It comes in different sizes. This XL is for my tallest doodle, and then I have a size large, which is for like this girl, this doodle right here. She is about 33 pounds, and she uses the large dog upstand if I'm grooming, but my dogs have been used to grooming and do really well on the table. But when I'm grooming a stranger's dogs, a lot of times they don't train them to stand up. They don't train them to do certain things like stay and it's harder. So you're working with a dog that doesn't get brushed every day, doesn't get groomed every day. And this tool, this device will help you navigate those kinds of dogs that are harder to groom because you waste one whole arm holding up the dog while you're grooming. Yeah, she's 33 pounds. 33 was your last weigh-in? She's a small doodle. And then we've got our 55, 60 pound big doodle right here wanting to check. You guys want to check him out? You don't believe me? So she's pretty small and he's pretty big. And this is Pastel. Pastel was like 59, 60 pounds, 58, 59 pounds. He looks thick, but he's got very thickened hair. But he's really tall. His arms are like 24 inches long, his legs and arms. See how small she is? She's really small. This is Miss Angel. She's 60 pounds, right? A little shorter than Pastel. Sometimes it doesn't go by looks. It goes by actually what they weigh and where their meat and body and flesh all land, and it gives them their weight. A picture is 1,000 words. I had a lady send me a picture and say, hey, can you groom my dog? I quoted her for a dog that looked like it was 18 pounds. When I got there, the dog was 45 pounds. I was like, this is not the same thing that I had in my mind. This one I need to. Angel, that's okay. You don't have to drink all of the water at once. Sometimes that gives you an upset stomach. Welcome to the channel. Thanks for hanging out with us. Be sure you hit that like button, subscribe so we can see you again. I'm going to compare this saddle. The bend of this saddle, which looks off to me, to a different. Shh. Come on, buddy boys. Come on, relax. Brownie, come on, buddy boy. You okay? Come here. Don't eat any worms. Go inside. Don't eat any worms. Don't eat any snails. Go. Watch out. The critters are coming out to clean up the dirt. Okay. Yeah, this one looks different, doesn't it? Yeah, that looks way big difference. So see what I mean? Where you have to definitely come. How does it cut a dog? I would hope not. I want to say we have to change the top flap on this one. Thank you, MP. Appreciate that. If this is going to cut me right now, it would cut a dog right now. Why would someone sell something that would cut a dog? You have to be careful how you speak, and how you talk about people and their things and their products. If it's not true, you can't speak untrue things just because you're hating or being hateful. So this one I actually need to put separate anyway. That's, yeah. I might drop this one. I better put this down for a second. Listen, party animals, calm down over here, okay? When you get too wild, someone can get hurt. Okay? Can't be partying too hard over here. So I was sitting in my recliner one day and a dog toy fell under it. The recliner foot was up, you know, like how you lean back in a recliner and automatically put your feet up. So I reached my hand underneath to grab the Kong, and I sliced my hand on a piece of metal underneath the chair. And when I went and repaired my hand, it was a good, nice knife cut. I found that all the metal underneath was not softened, you know, like grinded down. So I didn't. This is how the device was made. Now this is really soft. When you paint it and you have little shards of paint or even metal paint or things sticking up, you know, this is plastic. That's not going to cut anybody. But it's a valid thought. But it's like me saying, Michelle, you might hurt somebody. And you're like, how do you know that? What do you mean? And I shouldn't say that unless I know you're actually hurting somebody, right? Instead, you didn't say that might. You said that would kill. That would cut somebody or cut a dog, which is not true. What can cut any of us, including our animals, are all the devices a groomer really does use. My clippers haven't, but we've all seen on my channel. Clippers not used properly can cut a dog's ear off. The nail trimmer cuts off a toenail, and if you don't do it right, it hits a vein. A scissor, just open, not being used, a dog licks it, will cut the tongue of a dog. How about this? Let's take it separate. Chemicals that we use on our dogs, depending on that dog, and you can't say, hey, are you allergic to this particular shampoo I'm going to use on you? It can burn a dog, the chemicals. So there's tons of stuff. You're right, but you're wrong to accuse. You know what I mean? You're right to worry, but wrong to accuse. We do sell pads for these, but I don't recommend them if you're a groomer. If you have one dog or one household with 4 dogs and you put a cushion on here that we make and sell, great. If you have fleas, then everybody has fleas. But if you're a groomer and you use one of the pads and you don't change that pad after every dog, that pad can give flea eggs, skin problems, bacteria, that I would not let you groom my dog if you weren't keeping things clean. And we don't really know. We just drop our dogs off and hope the best. Or we don't even worry about it unless something happens, and then all of a sudden you're like, why do you have a rash? Oh, because where I'm taking you isn't keeping their table clean, or where I'm taking you, they're using a pad on this and using it on every dog that comes in. I mean, we can take this whole totally left field if you can't tell. I am so prone to hurting myself. And I mean, I have hurt myself a lot. We're talking the stupidest stuff is going to happen to me. Tell me if you're the same way. I have put in a a door latch like this. It goes click, and it's a latch that keeps the door shut. And there's a screw, right, on top and bottom, like supposed to be there. And I was in a hurry, and even when I'm not in a hurry, I notice it still catches my fingernail. So the screw catches my freaking fingernail. And I like twist it and go click, and then I'm like, oh gosh, my fingernail gets stuck in this little screw divot. I don't know what the heck. And I'm over here thinking about what Michelle said about the product when I don't think she ordered it or used it. She's just making assumptions and negative assumptions, right? And I'm over here like, do you not like live? Do you not walk around and live? You know, there's so many dangerous things. I woke up this morning because Pastel wasn't feeling well. It sounded like she was going to vomit. And I tripped over something. Like everything that we use and have in our house could potentially be harmful in some way, shape, or form, you know? But if this was going to do what she was saying, and I'm going to drop it, then my fingers would be bloody right now, and they're not. So I really don't like her reaction, and that's okay. She can have it. But when you are going to falsely accuse something, people should get in trouble for that. If I could go a little faster, I might get done with this rack life in the next 10 minutes. So that weather that we got today, is anybody getting it right now? Did it go to you? It's traveling east. All that rain that we got, is it coming to you now? What, I gotta go through all this now? No. I would hope that we checked this one before we wrapped it like this, but you never know. I'm gonna go ahead and try to do a double check real quick here. Oh, that's nice. That's a nice little top there. Oh, that came off really nice. Now I can't stop thinking about all the things that I've gotten hurt on. Just because of that person's comment. I had ordered scissors, right? Made by a company that's been in business for 30, 40 years. Dogs grooming scissors. And when I got them, if you just had the scissor in your hand and you came in like this, if you come in like this with a pair of scissors, you don't think it's supposed to cut you, but it can. If you just come in here like this, because this blade is still here and it could still have a sharp edge. So when I was checking some of the blades, I was like, ooh, I was like, I don't really like that, you know? It had like a gap and it almost cuts you every time you touch it. So if you're just grabbing yours, not that you're ever doing that, but you have to think about the idiot person who's going to buy it, meaning, oh, let's just check that out and cut yourself, and then they get mad and blame the company. But you have to know if you're doing something like, I didn't make these scissors, I'm just giving you an example. If you want to play with scissors and make all this, why would you do that? I don't need to handle the scissor like that. This is how you hold the scissor, and then when you're passing it to someone, this is how you're not supposed to be playing around and doing all that. And then you get hurt, and it's just like, what, whose fault is that? I'll be like, that's going to happen to me. So I try to make sure that the companies, the stuff that I bring on, and I don't know if you noticed it, there's been several companies that have vanished from my website, meaning I don't carry their product because they're too wishy-washy. Like sometimes they would come in and I would just send them all back because they were dangerous scissors, and they sent them to me to sell. They were ready to go, and they're big companies. So you have to and should check over most everything that you bring on. You know what I mean? And that's a big company. I haven't been in business 30, 40, 50 years. Not yet. At least with the dog upstand product. But everything has blemish. Nothing is perfect, you know. And they were, I don't know why too. This is also true. Is that companies will be upset that you noticed. You know. So when I send these out, I put a piece of paper that says this has been touched. I touched it all. I hand inspected it to make sure it was something I would use, and I really do. Showing you right now, just hanging out with my fans in my channel. I'm literally touching every single one and making sure this is something I would use. And I am actually pretty fair where I actually will sell something with a tiny blemish, $50 off for just a blemish. Like I wouldn't care because I'm going to damage it as soon as I get it, but I don't want to be unfair, and I don't really know what fair is, but I still had to pay the same price. So with that one with the damaged top, he's not going to go cut this 8-foot by 12-foot metal piece and cut this square out for me. He ain't going to do that. And then he ain't going to spray paint for this one item. He ain't going to do that either. And he's not going to discount it. And that's not good or bad. It's just, it is what it is. So the next round, I'll ask him, hey, can you cut me 3 or 4 spares of these with the same paint so I can replace that top that you messed up? Or by the time it sells, maybe I had to sell it. Or I have parts anyway, but it doesn't match the paint. So you know what I mean? Like, you have to think business like. You have to think like what it costed somebody to make that for you and how hard it was. People don't want to make one Honda Civic. They're going to make a line of 5,000 because it's the same print. We're going to print the door. We're going to print the front. We're going to print the hood. We're going to cut all these things out. We're not making one Honda Civic. You have to make so many molds. You have to make tools to put that product together. And then when you're done, you can use it on the Honda Civic Si or whatever. You can use it on the next vehicle, but you're not going to just make one because it takes so long to just make one. You're going to make a bunch at the same time. You know what I mean? And I've said, you know what I mean, like 10 times now. You guys know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Are you hearing me? I'm so excited that most of these are good to go. They're like moving on already. We're moving on already. This is the last one on this cart, and I can't believe we got done with this cart. Did I use all them paper towels? That was fast, huh? Yeah, I'm kind of using one paper towel for... Well, it's a Saturday night. And what are you guys all up to outside of watching me get all these things done? I need to tighten that up. Tiny bit more. Now I'm putting them all on here, making sure they're nice and snug. Hi, Jonathan. Thank you, Spirit Angel. Good to see you. Got my shampoos and conditioners today, Dede. Thank you. Oh, you're so welcome. I believe there's a free gift. If anything, I know I sent you a free sticker. Hi, TDC. Good to see you. You hurt yourself on a sharp tweezer today? That sounds like something I would do. It's pouring like crazy where you're at right now. Oh, it shifted and it's headed to you. Spirit Angel says, this is an amazing device. Not only does it support the dogs to stand during grooming, but also helps the groomer to not hold the dog with their arm so the groomer's arm doesn't get too tired. Exactly. We are getting some nasty thunderstorms. Hi, Lupar. Good to see you. Welcome to the channel. Be sure you hit that like button, subscribe so we can see you again. Hi, Doug. You guys are running late. It's been an hour already. I was only going to come on here for 30 minutes. Can I get some more up here, please? I can if I do, a wrap. Oh, that's kind of cool. I can go side to side maybe. Hold on a second. Now, will that go through the doorway though? We're gonna finish the next round late tomorrow, I think. I have a whole 1, 2, 3 rows left to go. But this whole rack is finally done. Okay, so let's see something here. Whoa! That is fine, just to get it moving, being able to move around. Yeah. I have a roll of that wrap. I should give that to you. You might want to keep it. You might need it again. I'm sure you've been moving another time. All right, this is ready to rock and roll. Yeah, I'm so excited. We're finally done with that sucker. Mr. Momo. He's such an adorable dog. Uh-oh, they're all gonna come sit down with me. I have to let you guys go. All right, you guys. Well, I guess we're gonna wrap it up here. Hey, thanks a lot for watching. I so appreciate you guys. And for the donations that we got last night, which was quite a few, I came on live for you tonight, and y'all got here late, Miss Spirit Angel. And what's up, Miracle? So the dogs want to hang out with me. I want to hang out with them, and it's so good to see you all. Thanks for coming. I gotta do your eye drops. Oh, I gotta do your eye drops. I love you. Gosh, when it's weather like this, don't you just want to hang out with your puppies? Oh, I love y'all so much. Thanks for chiming in. Be sure you stay safe in these thunderstorms. Last night we had a tornado warning when I got offline with you, and I'll be honest with you, the sirens were going off and everything just near us in Weatherford, Texas. So God bless each and every one of you, and be careful as it is going to flood in some areas. If it's above your half of your tire, please don't drive in it. Be safe about it, and be kind and caring, and do something for your community that you can be proud of and use. Like, you know, invent something, do something, volunteer, go to your local dog rescue group and walk some dogs. Check and see if they need towels, things that you have excess of, towels or paper towels or shampoo, dog stuff. And shop with us at myfavoritegroomer.com and dogupstand.com so we can keep doing that for our community. And we love you so much, and we wouldn't be the same without y'all. Thank you so much for being here. And Spirit Angel, thank you so much for your donation. Keep them coming. Maybe we will see you tomorrow. Maybe we won't, but maybe we will. All right, I love you guys. Have a good night. We'll see you on the other side of everything. Are you guys, make sure you subscribe. I'm like not knowing what to say because I'm loading a bunch of videos, and I hope you're seeing them. We get loads at 12 a.m. Again, 12 a.m. and 6 p.m. on most days, and we go live many times a month. So hopefully you subscribe and we can see you again.